Okay, there we go. I guess we're streaming. Quickly grab the link. A little bit easier for everyone else. Chat. Yep. I appear to be missing some of the Dockers that I had. Yep. So docs. Yep. YouTube. Go. Hello, hello. Welcome to the stream. Let me quickly refresh. Click this. Perfect. Now we have the link. So today we'll be doing something a little bit different. A couple of things actually. Okay, so I think you guys can tell what I'm about to do, but in case it isn't clear, we're going to be doing just a little bit of music production today. This is a different side of development that I wanted to showcase for quite a while now. And then after that, we'll have some relics done. If we need a texture or current relics, honestly. We have like 5 or 7 left of the egg-shaped relics that we have to work on. But other than that, I think we're pretty much done with egg shapes. I mean, there's always more for me to make, but a lot of them don't have unique designs, and it would be a waste of my time to work on the rest of them. Okay, once we get at least a little bit more concurrent viewers, we can go ahead and start. Until then, we can play some music. We're going to start off with the Infinity Abyss soundtrack, and then we're going to move on to MIA. You guys are also free to make suggestions. I do not mind. Currently still at 1 concurrent viewer. We have 2 views somehow. Not sure what that's about. I forgot to announce ping. My bad. There we go. I think it's safe to say that we can just simply continue for now. So we have a project already made for us, and we're going to go ahead and open it up in Studio. Now, conveniently, I already have the key set for everything. I already have the BPM set. We already have our beat signature right here at the top. Currently working on C#. See what we got to work with. Hello, hello, welcome to the stream. Yes, sir, this is a music stream, at least for now. We're going to do relics next. I already have Blender up. We're going to be texturing relics after this. We currently have a project file for BandLab already set up. We have our key, we have our beat signature, we have our BPM, and we're just going to make a little bit of music, just so that we can showcase the process of doing it. This is what we do. Usually it's either me or Juan that makes music. I think V does sometimes do it, but he only does it for placeholders. Okay, let's go ahead and start. Now that we have a bunch of people on, what do we want to make? That's the question. What do we want to make? So we have a really cheerful tone going on here, but we can make this sound like whatever the hell we want. For example, go ahead and press play. It's for whatever reason not showing me the keys that I pressed here, but that's okay, because I memorized which keys I pressed. We have L1, Q, and then R and T. So we can play this backwards if we want to. We can make some slightly more depressing tunes out of it. If you want to, you can add some slightly lower notes to it. Or we can switch up the key. What are we thinking, chat? Like crucifixion? Hold on, let me quickly boot that up real quick. See what that sounds like. There's always that good chance that I get hit with an advertisement, so let's see if I'm lucky this time. I think you showed me this before, and I just simply
Grammarly.
Yep, I got hit with an advertisement. People keep telling me to get an ad blocker, but I don't know. Oh, this is electronic. Okay, sure, why not? Let's go ahead and do that. So we're gonna go ahead and delete everything here. I think we need a bass. Let's go ahead and do that. We want no, not brass, my bad. Electric. Kind of like this, kind of not. Ooh. If I add echo to this, maybe. Space maker. Up that mix. Maybe we can add some distortion. Quickly stop, listen to this real quick. Let me see if these basses chain. They don't. Okay, so we have to pick a different instrument. I think the ones that do chain are these synths. This might be one. Sounds good. Let's see what other instruments we can add. Is there percussion? Yeah, I think I can make that. We can make that with a bit cruncher, and then we can just automate it with this. Okay. maybe. Go ahead and make our melody first. I think we're going to go for something simple. There we go. We can go ahead and loop this. There's also more that we can do. We can also add an echo, which I'm not too sure is a good idea, but we'll try it out. That real quick. We'll extend this track out a little bit and then we'll go ahead and loop it. It's missing that space. There we go. Okay. That's perfect. Then of course we can always change the intensity of BitCruncher. Gets a little bit too loud because I do have my aux pretty loud here in OBS. We'll turn that down just a little bit. That sounded creepy enough though. Pause. I don't know what that's from. I think it's because this note comes out a little bit too soon. Go ahead and adjust some of these so it's a little more precise. And I think the other issue is this does not start at the first beat. Not exactly. So we go ahead and change that. I think that is precise enough. So we can go ahead and move on to the next thing. This is not going to go off beat because it's already like tuned properly at the very end. That aux issue. Your legacy, maybe feedback killer. Muffle it a little bit, but that's okay. Wow, that really cuts it off. You can barely tell it happened. it'd be a little bit weaker, but it isn't. It's okay. There's one more thing that we can do. That is graphic view. See, it doesn't peak. It sounds intense, but it doesn't peak right here. Honestly, I kind of want to add strings, even though that's not in the example. I don't want to copy this, I just want to do something different. Something inspired off of it, maybe. Let's reboot the project real quick. It seems to be pretty new. This is gonna be pretty fun to try to replicate. I think we can get away with adding another synth, and that's how we carry out the melody. You can hear this droning sound in the background. I have an idea. Let's go ahead and loop that. See if we can make this a little bit more intense. There is a preset that I can just use to boost the bass of this. I'm gonna go ahead and do that. This is a little bit of shake to it. I don't know. That is definitely a bass, though. It doesn't sound just like a synth. My bad. We want maybe. I mean, we'll try a synth, but it has to be a synth bass, not a. Maybe. If I take this and then I try to suppress it, maybe it'll sound. Maybe not. Maybe an echo that'll probably boost the rate of it. distortion. We'll go ahead and add a bit cruncher again so that we can have that little bit of consistency. Make sure we're on C sharp. Which key does this use? Real quick. Does not seem to want to tell me. Up here it is. No, this is still C. Chromatic. This is C chromatic. Okay. So we do not want this. Yeah, it is a little bit difficult to hear me because I am a little bit further away from the mic, but I am here. Okay, I think we can take some suggestions from chat. What should we do here? What do we want to add? Do we want to keep the dirty growl? Do we want to change it out for a different instrument? Because we can use this to make the song sound a little bit quicker. I think this echo is just maybe a little bit too much. Yeah, honestly, I think maybe not. Might help if this was a little bit more precise. Here we go. Do the same thing here. Mayhaps, maybe not. This does go out of beat though. This little drum kit here. I think we should redo it. How did I set this up? Looks like I tried to do one beat every... Let's try that again. Okay. that should loop perfectly. Oh, never mind, there's a pause there. We can go ahead and fix that. Go into the MIDI, we'll go ahead and add an extra note at the beginning. I do go off beat just a little bit here, but that's okay. Fix it up a little bit. Add some more. Then, let's see. There is one other problem, that is, I have to add a space here, otherwise it'll do a double beat here. So we'll add space. Now that drum is a little bit sharper, it's a little bit more precise. What else we can do to this? Doesn't like the sub bass. It has a feedback loop on that. It should simply just buffer it, but it doesn't seem to like it. So we're gonna have to throw a graphic EQ on it. See what else we can do. Now technically we could add a reverb effect. We already have a space maker for this, so those would just simply overlap. But what this would allow me to do is, if I crank this up, go ahead and solo this. You can see it has like this wind effect to it. Let's turn off this graphic EQ so that you can hear it just a little bit better. Change this to UK. Turn off that feedback killer. Carries out the beat a little bit. If we combine all this together, happen if we just simply remove this. Mute that. Oh, I kind of like this instrument more than I do like this top instrument. It sounds a little bit too basic. a little delay here that I don't like. Let's go ahead and fix that. Okay. Honestly, I'm thinking of adding strings to this. It's not a bad idea. Go ahead and lower that main just a little bit. 2.2, that's good enough. Now, someone suggested that we should add a string to this. I think that is a wonderful idea. Maybe this, maybe. Quickly pop this up. All major. Okay. Try it. We'll try it out. If we don't like it, then we don't like it. See what we can do to it. Maybe we can leave it alone for now. We'll add a reverb and that's it. Doesn't need to have anything else. Mostly so that it can fit in with everything else. Maybe. I would have to boost the octave on this. Otherwise, we can't hear it. How can I make this sound a little bit better? Vintage limiter, maybe not. You know, auto wah is something I don't use very often. Usually I don't like it, but does BandLab give you an ad every 2 minutes? Ooh, Toodles, dummy. Don't get yourself caught in class. That would be... I didn't even think people would actually watch my stream in class. It's a little ridiculous. I wouldn't say it's not that great. People keep saying that, and they don't really work inside BandLab for too long. They pick it up and then they drop it immediately, and it's usually professional producers that don't like it for whatever reason. Most of the reasons that I've seen were the auto quantize doesn't work, the instruments sound like shit, stuff like that. It's like kind of pet peeves because you can mix it to sound whatever you want. It's just like FL Studio where you can just change it if you don't like the way it sounds. It does have its flaws, though. I can agree with that. It definitely isn't perfect. Like, for example, if I were to go ahead and try out that auto quantize thing, go ahead and select a bunch of notes. Now we can go ahead and mute this. So my playing is not the worst, but if I go ahead and change it, go ahead and quantize. Nope, that's not too dramatic. Change it to something else, maybe something closer to what we currently have. You can see it starts to offset my notes. Well, here it does an alright job of it, so it's not really giving me a good example of it. Sometimes it'll fuck up and it'll... This is perfect. This is honestly the best it's ever done. It actually fixed my playing for once. Anyway, what would usually happen is it would just simply screw up. It would not do what it's supposed to. And it would kind of jumble up your notes. But this is essentially it. I think we can conclude music making for now. I'll continue mixing this like off stream. This is definitely a good example. I love the way this sounds. We can probably mute some of these instruments and have it build up to a certain point. Because I love the way that this sounds right here in the middle. If we go to BitCruncher real quick, kind of view that automation. I love how it gets crunchy at this point. Combine that with the reverb and the space maker, it kind of sounds like wind in the background. I don't know, I kind of like that. I did get a couple people saying it's a little offbeat, and I don't see what they mean by that. Everything here is pretty much perfect to the beat. I mean, this is like, if you zoom in, you can see these lines here, they kind of meet up behind every single note. Didn't do too bad of a job. Obviously, I adjusted some of these. This is perfect. Okay. We'll fix that later. So I said that I wanted to do a little bit of relic texturing today. We have some examples. Go ahead and open up Discord real quick. I had to repost the relic sheet that I currently have. Quickly set that up. Switch this to Blender. I'm a little annoyed that this, for whatever reason, cannot see Blender. I had it up a moment ago. I don't know. No surprise that this doesn't want to cooperate. I literally have Blender right here. It shows it in OBS, but it doesn't want to let me click it. Question mark? It's okay. We can use this one. I have no clue who you are, but if you would like to post your music in ArtChat, we will take a look at it if we like the way your music sounds, if it fits the theme that we're going for, and you can work on the condition of sticking with advertisements for paying off your work because we can't pay you directly, then sure, honestly, we don't mind extra music producers. I just like the fact that it has no glissando for every instrument. You can automate it. If I were to go into BandLab again, you can turn on smart chords, and you can play it. 1 second. Go ahead and click an area. I don't exactly know what you mean by that. I only know half of these music terms. Quickly switch back to that. I don't really know what effect you're looking for, but there is still plenty to work with. We have an automation here, smart chords. Go ahead and press any of these. Go ahead and change the strum. I can change the strum however I want. You can have it in reverse. You could give me an example of what you mean by that? I already posted a lot of sounds like 1 year ago. I don't know. What is your Discord user? Listen to what your music sounds like. We'll do that later. Yeah, I don't know who this is, honestly. If you have posted music in the past, let me know in the Discord server. You can go ahead and ping my user. I go by unknown. Here, let me change my activity to active. So that'll help me be a little bit more visible. I'm currently at the top of the screen. You can go ahead and click me. Mention me in creators chat, creations chat. Tell me to listen to your music. Preferably off stream because we can't do it right now. We have things to get to. But speaking of which, go ahead and switch to old stories real quick.
With Geico, we can eat.
Yep, got hit with an advertisement. And we can go ahead and switch back to Blender. Pinged you 1 year ago. I do not remember who you are. If you could help me out with who you are, that would be awesome. But if you are part of the Discord server, welcome to the stream. I have not seen you around. I appreciate your assistance if you do decide to help us out. Go ahead and switch back to Blender. Now, last I left off, we were going to work on some of the relics, their texture. We had done a couple of them, honestly a few of them. Last stream we did crash, unfortunately, due to Wi-Fi issues. And I decided to cut it early. There was no point in continuing the stream. It was either this or we go ahead and do some terrain work. Which, honestly, I don't know about you guys, but it's a little boring. It is a requirement and I do have to get to it soon, but I'd much rather do that off screen. Let's move this off to the side. Look at devs. this is what we currently have done so far. Everything in green we've already done. Quickly turn down the volume of the music. We'll turn it up in studio. So you guys can hear it, but I can hear myself. About here is loud enough. If you guys need it any louder, let me know. Let's actually focus on I already did number 78, no? I don't think I updated this. The biggest relic that I've made so far is the curse repelling cube. Curse repelling box, sorry. So I think we did number 78. Number 74. We haven't done 76. Okay, let's move this out of the way real quick. We'll hide it. It is not activatable, unfortunately. And I might honestly remake the model because it looks like shit. So what are we thinking of doing today? Give me a number and we'll work on it. Honestly, I feel like 79 is pretty stale. Doesn't look super interesting. And there is a good chance that we did a revision of it. Oh, actually, yeah, let's do that. Yes, the funny number. Let's go ahead and do that, why not? This is a sunstone. And those are always complex to do. Now, I don't know about you, but I kind of get an oil lamp kind of vibe from this, so let's try to make it look like an oil lamp. Sorry, not oil lamp, I mean lava lamp. It would be cool if we could animate meshes in a certain way, but we'd much rather make our relics static unless they are appended to the scenery. Like for example, we would probably want to, what's the term? If we were to remake the curse repelling cube, we would want to animate it, animate interactions with it. It's a little bit easier to do. But if it's in the player's hand, we can't do that. If that makes sense. We would much rather keep it static. Any player-held objects we'd much rather keep static. Alright, I think we can skip trying to use this, honestly. I mean, unless we want to. There's nothing wrong with doing that. Look at that example again. Maybe there's a way that I can compact this just a little bit. Actually, yes there is. You take this, place this on one side, take Blender, place it on the other. Yeah. There we go. The reason why we can't have it player held is because the hierarchy for rigs changes whenever you append new objects to it. And the problem with that is the game needs to simulate changing the hierarchy each time you add a new object. And it would be even worse if that object also moved. Does that make sense? It would cause lag, essentially. The complex physics operation. Okay, Old Stories is done. We can go ahead and play another song. If you guys have any suggestions, let me know. Until then, we can play Va. It's one of my favorites. At least recently. I mean, I have like alternating taste when it comes to Made in Abyss music. You want to play Dark? Nachi in the Dark. Why not? Nachi. We've done this before, I think. Okay, we like it. So unfortunately I am blocking the screen. Let's kind of zoom in on the relic that we want to make. If that is possible. So we want to make number 69. Funny number. I don't know, I think I would have to make this separate, possibly. Either that, or we can use the knife tool. Make some little arcways. Honestly, there's a good chance that this is non-isometric or asymmetric relic. So what we want to do is mirror, cut this in two. What I'm thinking of doing is, maybe we can do this again. I think that looks pretty good. Go ahead and make that similar cut. I noticed that it kind of cradles itself, which is interesting. Is that an old Blender version? Yes, it is, because I hate working in the latest version. Everything you do in the latest version requires 2 clicks to perform one action, and it's kind of annoying. The workflow is incredibly slow. So yes, I do use the old version. Sometimes I'll use the new one if I want to make rigs, but that's not all the time.
This Memorial Day.
I don't think you're able to drink that.
I love it when I get hit with ads every 5 seconds. Dude, they want to remake Lilo and Stitch. Can you believe that? I can't. Live action Lilo and Stitch would be kind of garbage, not gonna lie. Technically, we can also copy this. Let's go back a little bit. Paste. Flip this other higher. Tops it inwards. And we'll take a look at it later. Until then, let's delete this.
I wanna know where the people are. I take my dreams to a world of deception, but I am something more, and we have a place for you that'll save us from everyone. I wanna know where the city sleeps. I cast my
That's pretty interesting.
into a pool of reflection, and I can feel the pain, the dreaming of seeing you as a blessing I'm about to take.
This needs to wrap around pretty much perfectly. Like this. Not quite, honestly. Good enough. this a little bit 3D. Change that back to global. And the merge limit because this is not going to connect very well. And then let's do a little bit more cleanup because I realized I had accidentally missed some of these vertices. Not intentionally. Looking good. Can you play In the Blind? I wouldn't mind playing that. Near Hit in the Machine. Interesting. You know what's convenient about Kevin Penkin? He doesn't actually know until after post-production what his song is going to be used for. He's given a general idea by the production team, like, hey, we need a song that has this specific vibe. But he's not going to know exactly what it's for. So everything you hear in some of these OSTs is kind of just past reference plus whatever they tell
I
him.
rely on Grammarly heavily in
I
my
do not rely on Grammarly, but I'm a college level student. If I got caught with Grammarly, I'd be placed on academic probation. I don't know about that. Is he? About a moment, maybe. We'll do that right after. There is one more thing that we can do, and that is smoothen this out. But we'll do that later. I'm noticing a small problem with this. That I think that's good enough. I don't really think we need to add anything more to it. I don't like what's going on here though. Yeah, that looks kind of stupid. I was kind of hoping it would behave, but it did not. So what we can do is triangulate. So now it should behave. There we go. Perfect. That's the effect that I kind of wanted to go for. We can make it smoother, don't worry about it. Also, you probably can tell that the inset faces are completely gone. We don't need to worry about making anything inside of it, because players aren't going to be able to see that part of the relic. So that is completely fine with me. Let me see if I can expand this a little, make it look a little bit more unique. I realize a lot of these egg shapes have too many things in common, and we kind of want to spice it up a little bit. Go ahead and decimate it so it's optimal for performance. Symmetry, triangulate. Go shade smooth. I think this looks pretty good. We could add a lip to the surface here if we wanted to, but we're going to pass on that for now. We do want to make the interior. We don't want to make it look like a lava lamp. I think that's the exciting part. So someone said they wanted me to play Va again. Go ahead and do that. Va. Me and the homies love Va.
You're listening to Kate.
I got hit with an unskippable ad again. Love it. I think I refreshed the page so I can get around it. Clean that up a little bit. Good. Can you play Return to Maiden Abyss next? Sure. Most of these egg-shaped relics were just going to be used as sellables unless they are a sunstone, in which case you would use them for precisely the same reason you'd use the sunstone for. Just to bloat the amount of content we have in our game. Nothing more, nothing less. Let's see if we can make these little wing patterns. We're going to have to exit this. Be a little bit more convenient if we did not use the mirror, because it seems like this wraps around, kind of like a spiral pattern. Let's try that out. looks good. We can go ahead and delete some of these back faces, and call this done. Again, the player won't be seeing any of these back faces. We don't have to worry about keeping any of them. Maybe something like this. Turn on auto smooth real quick because I need that shape that we got going on here. Okay, and then for the non-complicated process of just wrapping this around the object, copy, paste. It's a little bit easier to do in Studio, but it's okay. Okay, let's see what else we're going to do. Are you going to do vocal track? Did this speak? I wanted to do that for the longest time now. I have a set of lyrics that I think really do fit with Incubus. Maybe not directly like you'd probably think. It's more targeted towards the poetry that people often exchange in Incubus. So things like folk tales and whatnot. Maybe we can do train. Let me quickly add some more wings to this, and then we can call this done. You said, which song do we play next? I can't remember. Can't remember. Not. Let me see. Yep, exactly like the White Whistle poems. The ones that get exchanged through Belchero, the orphanage. I don't think it's just them that write it, though. I know there's likely the chance that non-White Whistles write some of these tales. Because at the end of the day, when a White Whistle goes too far down into the abyss, they get locked there. And at that point, you kind of just need to use henchmen like Black Whistles and whatnot. They're likely the ones that helped write your poetry. I don't know. That's just a small theory. Not sure if it's true. It would make sense, though. I mean, let me see. It does not look like you guys said any new suggestions. Unless I missed one. Oh, return of Maiden Bus. Okay, there we go. Unfortunately, this little pop-up thing that seems to like irritating the crap out of me is... Oh, okay, it's gone. Oh, we played this one
This
too.
may be the last ad you
Yeah, I got an ad for an ad blocker. That's convenient. And they picked the most annoying voice actor for it too. Honestly, God tier move. That would probably work on most people, but like Stoneface. I think we can get away with adding 3 wings on this. we made a trailer for the game. Dude, honestly, pause the music real quick. If any of you guys want to, on release, make a Delver party just for the sole purpose of being cinematic, that does mean, though, that you can't screw around and you have to be as cinematic as possible. Try to act it, try to interact with the scenery, etc., etc. The party is not going down all the way. We're just taking photos or just taking videos. We can make a trailer together. How about that? Would that sound cool? I think that would sound awesome, honestly. It'd be the largest party the game will have ever seen, for at least a little bit. I'm sure some people will. Yeah, why not? Honestly, on release, I don't expect to produce a full production film at any point in time soon. Honestly, I think it would be like after release. I don't think it would be before it. There would be no point. This is not a AAA studio. We can't just divert resources to certain assets. We can't make any film assets anytime soon. I think that's a good idea. Why not? I'll talk to V about it. I think it'll be a pretty cool way to... People really interested by something like that. Yeah, honestly, I think it would be awesome. Anyway, I didn't mean to pause the music abruptly, but that was an interesting comment. Go ahead and move this. But we don't want to break that anytime soon. Take these, join them together. Go ahead and set origin, to geometry. Go ahead and do that to all of these, because I don't want to forget. I'll have to fix this later. I have some of these separated because we are going to texture them. These are like the same piece of one relic. This too. Okay. So someone suggested one more song. Ooh, Transcend. Yeah, why not? You can do that. It's a common one. Ooh, another ad. Gotta love it. Oh, you're from the, whatchamacallit server. Either the Survivors of the Abyss or the server we just partnered with. Okay, I think we'll be back in like a couple minutes. If you guys have any song suggestions, let me know, and we'll play them in the background. After this, we can do just a little bit of train work, and we can answer some questions concerning development, and we'll end the stream there. See you guys in 5 minutes.
Try
Talk project details without all the emails in Slack. Type it out, talk it out.
I am back. That was good shit. Good shit.
You sent in a proposal,
Man, I
but
love
your manager
advertisements,
has
dude. I
so
love 'em.
many
Please keep
questions.
sending me advertisements. Clasps both my hands together in prayer. Please send me more advertisements. I am going to check out your music after the stream. I promise. I'll take a look at it. I will absolutely take a look at it. There is one more thing that we can do before we are done. Let me grab this real quick. So you don't want to have to remake this stupid shape. Copy. Paste. Okay, unfortunately it did not copy just that shape. Essentially do is simply call this and then we can go ahead and collapse the center. that looks good. We're going to call that done. And we can move on to the next portion of the stream. Go ahead and boot up Studio, and we can go ahead and get some training done for Layer 2. Yeah, I don't know how I missed this ping. This was a year ago.
Gucci Flora, the fragrance collection.
I know, my bad. I didn't mean to completely miss this ping. I was either busy with something or... Nope, I was not busy. Okay, my bad. I don't know how I missed this. Maybe I did listen to it and I just simply forgot? Question mark? Either way. Go ahead and swap screens to Force of Temptation. Move this to the center of the screen, grab that text, bring it down, and that is essentially what we have to do today. Let's go ahead and destroy that, cancel. So, we did not get to texture relics today because I completely forgot that was the task that I needed to do. I got carried away. This is what I've been working on. Now, some of this is not canon, but where the but comes in, I don't care. My first note, and second of all, I think it sort of makes sense. These platforms here are all roots, and these extend upwards. I go here, you can see these roots extend out through the landscape. This is canon. But everything else absolutely isn't. These platforms are not canon. I don't think these are canon. But they make sense, so I'm going to add it, and it extends the inverted forest outwards a little bit. Gives a lot more platforming for players to trek the second layer. And it's also a convenient way to make their way down. Otherwise, I would have to do this with caves, and I'm going to be real with you. I would much rather save the cave game for Layer 3. We'll add caves, but they're not going to be used to traverse downwards as much. So that's where these come in. Essentially, the player would... Let's see if I can play here, if it'll let me. Now, I am not playing any music. Let's quickly play some songs from the Infinity Abyss soundtrack. Are trains cubic for performance purposes? We have a chunk loader, if that's what you're referring to. But it's not really all that bad. Reset. And for the likes of me, I cannot remember how to do this stupid command. I know it's caps lock. Really? Okay, you know what? I'm gonna copy and paste it, because I honestly don't remember how to do this command. I mean, it should fade away on its own, but I really am not patient. Okay, so curse is what's caps lock. Okay. Here we go. So you can kind of see the train sort of unload itself. It would appear that I completely forgot to anchor some of these, which is okay. Me when I cheat in my own video game. Cheater, cheater, pumpkin eater. They say he had a wife, but can keep her. Sounds like a skill issue to me. So you would essentially parkour over these routes, and eventually you would want to move them down. I in fact died. I could not type that fast enough, but that's okay. You get the point. You would want to climb down from those routes. And that is essentially the idea behind that. Why did the screen turn black? Yep, there we go. Let's see what we're doing today. we're gonna grab some more plants. These plants are optimized. If we go ahead and click some of these. Let's go ahead and open this. So you can see these have attributes where it saves all their data. And we use that to hide any foliage that we don't want to have on screen, so we can save on performance. Are all OSTs going to play on a loop? Nope. It'll kind of cycle through, unless you're talking about the songs that I have currently playing in the background. There is a slight delay, unfortunately. But that is kind of the side effect of how bad my Wi-Fi is. It is what it is. Okay, so we said we were going to play some train pieces. Let's go ahead and do that right now. I have a question for chat. Cooking will be a thing in our game. Now, originally the cooking system was modular, but we opted out of that for a preset recipe system where you collect recipes and you make them. If you were in a delving team, would you be your team's chef? Or would you be kind of a multi-purpose individual? Would you just be cooking for yourself? My question in chat. See what some of y'all's answers are. We'll be exploring what everyone else is 2 layers behind. So I'd cook for myself. Fair enough. Oh, you're gonna cook for your teammates. Ah, why'd you delete your message? Come on now. Me when the Jory's the maid, the party maid. Maybe we already have some natural platforms going on here, so we can probably make use of them. Maybe they go from here and then they kind of just climb down. Either that or we can introduce some caves, maybe. We can do both. That would be interesting. Do both. Yes, I did most of these songs. Sorry, all of them. Any of the ones that are not in this OST, likely Juan made them. I really like some of his music. But yes, all the songs that you just listened to were made by me. I was hoping to get a little bit more done on the music side today, but I tend to lock in when I'm not talking to anyone for an extended period of time. That usually results in better quality. But unfortunately, if I were to shut up for an entire stream, it wouldn't be very good for commentary. It'd be kind of counterproductive. And I wouldn't be answering y'all's questions, which is honestly a whole lot more important. Make this cave just a little bit more interesting. So my question is, do I want to add a mud path here? Reason why I asked that is because mud is a environmental hazard, and it's essentially a trip hazard. It only works if the angle is, I think it was 30 degrees. So this is currently flat. It won't work with mud, but we can fix that. If I decided to smoothen that out a little bit. Maybe. Should we do mud? Let me see. Let's chat thing. Make this look a little bit more natural. Let's spread that out. Mud that is completely flat is harmless. Just so you know. You can walk on mud without having to crouch. Which is the way you avoid tripping, by the way. You have to crouch in order to kind of stick to it. So that should work. Unless the player hugs this wall. But you know what? Honestly, you can do that if they want to. Climbing this wall in order to get across. Maybe that could be a little bit faster than just simply crouching and walking. Why not? Who am I to judge what the player does? See, what Binary Star sort of covered that I think a lot of fan games don't seem to get right. They seem to try to avoid too much fall damage as a leading source of kills. I think it would be really common. Can you imagine, like, actually wandering the abyss for a moment? If you are near an edge, that edge is likely unstable. Even if there's no mud, right? There's not always that likelihood that it's a stable surface. So you have to watch your step. And I imagine it kills Delvers the most. Maybe it's somewhere around like the second leading cause of death in the Abyss. If you're a red whistle, maybe. Red whistles are not exactly the working class. They're still kind of training. They're more like intermediate whistles. Blue whistles are the working class. So they would have it understood at that point. Because it's their job to know what they're doing. And dying to something stupid like that would be kind of embarrassing. Do we want to make this like a climbable surface so they have to climb around it in order to get to a flat surface? No, I think that's a little bit too much. Maybe, I mean, I don't know. Whatever's interesting. Let's flatten this out a little bit. Having to climb that much just to make just a little bit of distance is kind of stupid. I'm not going to force the player to do it. Add some cobblestone. Make that go around. Now, this is a little secret, but I'm going to share it with you guys because there's not too many people in stream. There is an occasion where you'll see an indent in the wall. I'll give you an example. Say there was an indent. Right? A suspicious indent with a boulder. Got a cobblestone. Now this cobblestone is supposed to mark that there's something right behind this wall. And what I essentially wanted to do was I wanted to add a system where if you were mindful enough of your surroundings, you could find these breakable walls and you would be able to go to the other side and you would find a cave, which might have some loot. Not every bit of cobblestone that you see will be a destructible surface, and that's on purpose. I want to kind of trick players into thinking that every wall is something that you would want to break. I can imagine people want to stick to the sides of the Abyss instead of trekking outwards if all they're interested in is relics. If they're just interested in trekking the Abyss faster, you'd probably want to go to the edge, because this is where most of the climb down surfaces are, and this is probably where you're going to go if you want to scale down a whole lot faster. What do you guys think of that idea? I think that would be an awesome idea. Let's try playing maybe Edge, why not? Maybe something different. songs have ambience. Not all of them. If you can make ambient tracks, that would be awesome. You know what, honestly? What if we listen to your music on stream? I would need your permission to do it though. My only issue with streaming someone else's music before I actually add them to the team is I have a bit of a policy. I will advertise someone else's work if one, I'm allowed to do it, two, they're part of our team. This is a resource that you guys can use if you do get added to the team. I do not mind advertising someone else's work. It means I can help you out a little bit. That's what this is. Okay. Use that as a transition. That is a pretty cave. I'm like Bob Ross. Look at this. Did you believe I played this already? Let's go ahead and swap to some Mania Abyss music. Let's see what the guy said. Oh, permission granted. Sure, why not? Okay, let's look at some of your music. Jump to present so I can quickly skip. Oh shit. Let's do Better Call's music first. So I think I'm maybe mainly a composer and secondly a map designer. Okay. I'm not sure which one of these sounds more like second. Can you guys hear that? Can you guys hear it? Here, let me mute my mic. Okay, so I did cut the song short only because I can imagine this is more of a demo. Until I add him to the team, which I'm gonna talk to V about it. Honestly, I'll try to talk to V about it. He is probably the most difficult to encourage to do anything. It's not his fault, honestly. I think it makes sense. We don't want to just add anyone to the team. Let's see. Let's go ahead and move on to the next. And out of respect, I'm not going to play the entirety of your song because, again, I'm just kind of demoing it. Okay, we got Dissonance next. Okay, so I did say that I wanted to save my thoughts until afterwards. This sounds like a layer, but not layer 5. It sounds like, okay, so the instruments used sound like woodpeckering. The only layer that I can think of that is vast and has a sound that feels like that would be layer 2, the inverted forest. Maybe you agree with me, maybe you don't, but it sounds vast, and the instrument does not sound like ice. It doesn't sound cold. Maybe it has an Antarctic feel to it, but you can easily reinterpret that as you're underwater, like Jory mentioned. That echoing effect, along with the instrument, is something commonly done in underwater themes, honestly. I have a song from a different playlist. It's not Made in Abyss, but if I were to demonstrate it, you'll kind of see what I mean. It's not a bad critique, honestly. I love the way the theme sounds. If you did add it to layer 5, I don't think I would ever really notice. It is an atmospheric song, and it does set the tone. And I think it would do just fine in layer 5. But if I were to listen to it isolated, I don't think I would think of layer 5. I would think of layer 2. Or something else. And the theme that I'm talking about is, we go to Conceptive, the song right here. So if you listen to the vocals, they have this echo effect that makes it feel drowned out. This sounds like this belongs underwater. It works for an ice theme if you can somehow make it sound colder. I know that's not it's not a technical term, but in music theory, you do want your music to sound appropriate to whatever theme you're trying to mimic. And maybe it works, but it would be a pretty hard one, honestly. I love it though. I love the way your song sounds. If you have any more, please send them. I mean, I love the way this music sounds. Now we have, what's his name? Jory said he sent some. Now, if I'm not mistaken, Jory is new to BandLab, or he uses some other software, I don't know. And I'm not too sure how much music making experience he has. But we're going to play just a little bit of his music, just the same. I'm not going to judge it. If I am going to judge something, I'm going to judge it from the perspective of someone who clearly knows how to make music. Dot clearly knows how to make music. 100% knows how to make music. Some of the stuff you do in your songs is honestly better than what I do. Okay. Let's try Adventures After Death. Is that it? I guess that's it. Moving on to the next one. Okay, next one. I do have one note to make, and that is a lot of these sound like they could be sampled. You just need to mix it around a little bit. I think they're cute, honestly. Do you have a suggestion? Like, which song do you think got the most praised out of all of them? Oh, we're up to 5 concurrent viewers. I didn't even notice. Welcome to the stream, everybody. Now, currently we're listening to some other individuals' music because they said they wanted me to listen to their music. They want to hop on our team. I'm kind of just being the judge of that. I like their music, but we'll see what V thinks. Recently, V stated that he wasn't super satisfied with some of my music. And I can see what he means, honestly. There's something missing to it, and Dot mentioned that I needed a little bit more ambience. But some of these songs are solos, so I don't see the major point in adding any ambience to them. Like, for example, if I go ahead and play Soul Food, this song feels like it could be played by itself. I essentially base that off of simpler anime solo tracks. It's more of a background thing. It's not supposed to take the forefront of any particular scene. It's just something that plays in a calming moment. It's not... The idea is you would be eating or whatever, this would play in the background, and you'd just be enjoying yourself. It's not a major thing. It's not supposed to be intense. Not every song needs to be orchestrated. Which there are orchestrated songs in this OST, but I'd much rather not have every single one of them be an orchestrated theme. So this is simple, this is just a solo. That's a lo-fi piano, and that was about it. So I think... Seeing Things is my most finished track, TBH. Sure, let's play it. Okay, so I liked the first part, but then everything after that, I could not follow the song. And honestly, if you were to continue this first part and make it a little bit more consistent, I don't know, I think it could be something, but you definitely need to work on your music. I know you just started not too long ago working on your songs, but it's okay. There's always room for improvement. It's got water sound effects. Do any of you guys have, like, just SFX that you would like to post? Have any of you guys done sound design, perhaps? Because part of being a producer is being able to mix sound effects. Do any of you guys have any examples you'd like to share? No, that's okay. I can give some examples. Currently, I either make the SFX for IA, or we go ahead and pull it from... I honestly don't know where V pulls some of his SFX from, but he pulls it from somewhere, and I'm guessing it's a free source. Do you think you can share some of them? I would love to listen to some of the stuff you've made. Let me get an example real quick. So a long time ago, well actually pretty recently, I used to work on a game called FTL. This is a standalone game, apart from Roblox. This is made in the C2 engine, and I was just working on a bunch of sound effects for it. It's a sci-fi game. Let me quickly see which one this is, because I have 2 albums of it. So these are either ship weapons or just ambient sound effects. Like for example, this one right here. This is just a loopable ship soundtrack. This would be playing in the background while you're flying your ship. This loops perfectly. Yep. Dot sent me another one of his SFX. Let's go ahead and play that. It's just an example. Oh, you sent me the wrong one. No problem. I will say though that this is definitely sampleable. Oh, you were working on this while you're watching the stream. That's awesome. Dude, I can't wait to see where this goes. This is a 3-minute 40-second track. This is pretty average for song duration. Oh man. Always cook again, Chief. Always cook again. Don't ever stop cooking. If you burn any of your potatoes, just call it chips. And then give it to me. Make sure you salt it first. Apparently that's how chips were invented. A chef was getting pissed off with one of its customers, so he decided to take a potato and shave it up a bit, and then fry it, and then oversalt it, and the guy ended up enjoying it. Which is pretty funny. I'm not sure if that's true, but I can definitely see that happening. Alrighty, this is awesome. I think after the stream is over, I'm just going to be listening to some of you guys' music. It'll probably distract me for a good while, and then maybe I'll have to lock in later. Aw, don't worry about it. If you can't get your audio files, don't be too stressed to get it. You'll have plenty of time until after the stream. I think I'll be going to bed late today. I have plenty to do. I have to texture all those relics and do some more terrain work. It's gonna take me hours to do that shit. Yeah, that was honestly a good segue. I mean, that's different for once. I didn't want to go through like some of the same stuff that we always do. I wanted to show different parts of development, and if I'm able to showcase some of our community's work, that's awesome. Honestly, after this stream is over, I'm going to need to like post some of y'all's links in the description because I don't want to be just playing your music for absolutely no reason. I mean, you gave me the go-ahead, but I'd much rather like just make sure that I'm doing my part. So if you guys have any social media links, let me know. You can text me after the stream, and I'll post it in the description of the video. Okay, with that out of the way, honestly, peak, all that was peak. Oh, he sent me one more. Let's do one more. What is this? No, you know what this sounds like? Hold on. Oh my god, I'm gonna get copyrighted for this, but that's okay. What's that brain aneurysm sound effect called? Brain aneurysm. Imagine this, but slowed down by like 5 times. Hold on, let me try to do that. It slows down by like 2.5. Let's see what that does. Nope, never mind. It does not sound like it. My bad. It sounds like something. That's all I can tell you. Lobotomy. Oh shit, sorry about that. I forgot that the aux for the stream was much louder than the video. It's okay. It isn't my stream if I don't blow someone's eardrums out. It's like the #1 rule. It's either my music that does it or some amount of stupidity that I go through. Okay, let's go ahead and get back into doing some train work, and then we'll end it in like maybe 10 minutes. If you guys have questions concerning development, let me know. Until then, let's play some music. Do some Made in Abyss music, why not? If you guys have any suggestions, let me know. For now, let's play Made in Abyss. I don't know, I always default to old stories. I just like it. I don't know. Sounds good. It's one of my favorites.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
No, he isn't. Jesus, 2 ads in a row. Okay. After the stream, I'm going to get an ad blocker. I don't want to risk copyright. Ooh, air. Why not? This is a short one. Oh, wow. I used to set one of my songs for a separate soundtrack as my ringtone whenever I go to work. And because I set it as my ringtone for whenever I go to work, I get PTSD every single time I listen to it. It's not a bad song, it's just... my dumbass actually thought it would be a good idea to make it my ringtone. If you like a song that you made, don't ever use it as your ringtone, ever. You're going to quickly hate it. That was a short one. Okay, one more secret I'd like to share with you guys. So there's a separate type of cave called a crouch cave, and that's what we're going to turn this little gap here. Essentially what that is exactly what it sounds like. There's an invisible hitbox that I'll place somewhere right here, honestly. I'll do that later. But essentially, this would force the player into a crouch. And the idea behind this cave is it's supposed to resemble realistic caves in real life. A lot of them are very cramped, claustrophobic, dark. And I kind of wanted to add that inside of the game. So, a sort of an alternative to some of the high-rise caves that you'll find. Because they aren't really realistic, they're more fantastical. It's not a very common cave type. And the idea is, you'll occasionally find up areas that will hide maybe enemies or something, maybe relics. And it'll be pretty uncomfortable trekking through those. But you can use them to get from point A to point B. They might hide passageways from maybe this area down further to a smaller platform. So they're worth going through, but it can be a little bit dangerous. And I'm going to leave that secret with you guys because I plan on adding that. That is like the most surefire thing that I'm going to be adding in the future. Hopefully before release, honestly. This cave is pretty cramped. I could probably make it a crouch cave, but I'm not. Maybe I can hide a mob in here. I don't know. We'll see. I wonder if potato PCs are going to run this game. Okay, my computer is a 15 RAM computer. 16, 15, something like that. It does have 24 cores, but I have run this game on just 2 or 3 cores and it works just fine. So maybe that doesn't say anything, but it does drop the performance down to like 50 FPS. I'm talking about Arcane Odyssey. Playing that game with MIA OST is the closest thing we'll ever get to playing this. Honestly, I'm gonna be real with you. Modular Food was inspired by Arcane Odyssey. I think I said this before in a different stream, but I was asking V, hey, how can we make our food more unique? And I took some inspiration from Arcane Odyssey, honestly. I like the way they do their food. You can just throw things in the pan and then you make your recipe out of it. And like the quality of food that you get and the buffs that you get are dependent on what items you put in. So honestly, good parallel. But we opted out of it because we ran into some issues and we decided, do we want to have modular food or would we rather have food that is preset that looks a whole lot better and is easier to implement? And we kind of went with the latter option because it's easier to do. I could actually show you guys some of the food that we made. Why not? Let's play the first layer.
Old Spice deodorant.
Ooh, Old Spice.
#1 aluminum.
We love Old Spice. Not really. This is not sponsored. Can you imagine getting hit with an advertisement, man? Cannot. let's see. I'm gonna open up the model storage place. I'm gonna show you guys some of the food that we made. Old Spice is the only viable ad. That's funny. Okay, so this right here isn't our food assets. This is not the pre-made ones that we finished working on. But this is what we have to work with. We have all these different food items. Essentially, just take a bowl. We really want to, we can take some soup or some salad. It really doesn't matter. We throw that in there. Take some toppings. Then we take some meat. Let's try this, why not? We can duplicate this if we really want to, so we can add some more pizzazz to it, maybe. Now in anime, there tends to be this like dish shine effect, the brim of the plate. So we tend to add that. Okay, and let's just say we added a fork. If the food is hot, we can go ahead and add some smoke. Let's add a different one. Let's try this one. And now, if this was soup, we would add the sizzling effect to the brim. But this is not soup. So you can kind of get the point. We can make some pretty easy food with this. We do have some preset dishes that I can show you. They look a whole lot better than what I just made there. We also have full model dishes. Now these are PBR textures, so if I take a light source, you can see that the food interacts with it. I know those textures seem simple at first, but they're kind of deceptive. This is the case for most food items. Obviously, this light source is a little intense, but you can kind of get the point. Some of these bowls have like water effects kind of dripping down from them. The soup is shiny, if I'm not mistaken. I just need to get it at the right angle. So our food is pretty advanced. So even though we're going for a simpler system, I don't think this is going to take away from the experience too much, honestly. The food will look great. I think people will have fun cooking them. We do have some simple foods that you can eat on the fly, like some of these higoi slices. We do have made-up food. Got some rice bombs. We have rare, raw variants of each food item. It's raw and it's cooked. Let me show you guys what we have made. Now this is the code workspace, so I have to be careful. I can't show everything that's in here. Hopefully the food items are still out. They are not. Damn it. Sigh emoji. I guess I can't show you guys the food that we made. I would have to dig it. I honestly don't feel like doing that right now. Food. Oh wait, never mind. It could be pretty simple. Yep, okay. So, this is some of what we made so far. And unfortunately, the lighting of this workspace is a little blank. Because this is purely focused on coding. There's no graphics here that will make anything look good. Quickly add a part. Copy. Oh, they changed the UI for this place. I don't really like the way this looks. I'll switch it back later. Got some rice, because of course we do. We got kebabs. This looks gross, honestly. I mean, I would probably still eat it. I'd probably try it out. But that is essentially what we got so far for pre-made food. This is a dish that I made. It's got mushrooms, it's got a steak, it's got some garnish on the side, and the sauce is green. Not sure what kind of sauce, but saucy. Anyway, I think I used up all my time today just showcasing other people's music and only doing a little bit of train work, some modeling, some music production. Yeah, I guess today's been pretty productive. Who am I kidding? Wasn't a bad stream. Let's quickly clean up workspace. And let's swap back to layer 2. Okay. So, I'm going to be ending the stream soon, but before we do, I'm going to answer some questions for 5 minutes. Change the song to something else. Let's Go for the Perchka sequence.
With Geico, we can easily bundle home.
Oh, for the love of God. I love advertisements. I do, I really do. Okay. So, for the next 5 minutes, we'll be answering questions. If you guys have no questions in the next 5 minutes, we'll go ahead and end the stream. Thank you guys ahead of time for joining the stream. It has been pretty fun. Is there any expectation of music hiring? I think hiring is a strong word. We'll be adding you to the team because we can't really pay for your work, just so you know. If you're going to do something, you'd be doing it on the preset that you'll be doing it for free. So only do what you're willing to do for free. If you do get added. Is combat focused on PvE or PvP? It is a mixture of both. You'll see a lot of really entertaining PvE fights that are challenging, and I think one example that I showed on stream was the Silkfang fight. Was a pretty good one. I wouldn't be speaking for Dot. Do you care, Dot? If you do get added to the team, I'll be adding your music, your YouTube links, or whatever social media you have to my future videos. Let me quickly answer some more of your questions. Will Lisa's tombstone pickaxe be added to the Field of Flowers in the 4th layer? Absolutely. I would love to add that. Awesome. Well, you have my green light. All you need is V's green light. There is one more thing I should mention, though. Just because you're added to the team as a music producer doesn't mean you'll get immediate access to any workspaces that we have. And the reasoning for that is it'll take us a little bit of time for us to warm up to you. There's always that chance that someone will just simply leak what we're working on, and it won't be very fun. We'd much rather keep some of the stuff as a surprise. Will you be able to touch grass? That is a good question. The answer is no. Will you be able to interact with the star compass in the main menu? I'm going to ask V about that. That's awesome. That's an awesome idea. I love fidgeting items in games. Anything that I can fidget with is a W. That is a wild statement. Dude, I can't wait for the game to be released and everyone be super disappointed. I hope that doesn't happen. I don't think it'll happen. But it might. Is there any way to skip stones in pools of water? You can throw items, but you can't skip them across the water, no. Actually, we changed the physics system from calculated to the default one. So maybe you can. Hold on. Let me look for some water real quick. Will we be able to pick specific tracks to play in the settings? Yes. You'll be able to collect music and play them through your menu. That'll be an in-game feature. And it'll be kind of tied into exploration. Yeah, let's see if we can skip things across the water. But it's nice and light. I don't think we have any stones that I can throw. You know what? Honestly, screw it. Let's try this. What? It not let me pick it for whatever reason. Oh, there we go. It does not work. It floats on the water though. Close enough, I guess. Yeah, let me try that again. Oh! Honestly, I think that's the closest I'll ever get. Hopefully that answers that question. I sort of managed to skip it across the water. It wasn't exactly, it kind of just slid across and that was it. It sort of looked like it though. Let's see what other questions you have. Are there relics already planned that do cool things? Well, that's a pretty self-explanatory answer. The answer is yes, absolutely. A lot of them will be kind of plain, because their main purpose will be to be sold in Orth. But some of them will be unique function relics that you could probably utilize. Headphone relic to hear specific songs. I don't know about a relic doing that. Maybe you could buy a radio from Orth, because you can get transmission comms. Since those are canon and Mid-Abyss. I don't think they're relics though, I think they're just electronics. I could be wrong. I'll have to look that up. The game does have a picture mode, yeah. Obviously it would have a picture mode. I would want a picture mode. Dude, if I did all this train work and I didn't ask V for a picture mode, I would be like not doing my job. Yeah, no, I would annoy someone for that. Anyway, moving on to just one last question. The last question was Albades. That's a good question. I don't think I want to answer that. There might have been something, there might not have been. And judging by my reaction, you could probably tell that it was at least considered once. It's honestly an awesome question to end a stream off. Maybe there is Albades. Who knows? You probably won't see any of them in Layer 1 or Layer 2 though, so that's kind of the unfortunate side of it. Even if we did add it, you probably wouldn't get to see it. Because on release we promised 2 layers, that's it. Okay, I'll be ending the stream. Thank you everyone for watching the stream. Hopefully I'll be seeing you guys in the next one. If not, that's okay. Tomorrow we'll be streaming again. Probably the same time if I can get up early enough. I'll be pretty exhausted though, so I'm not too sure. And it was fun. Toodles.